Except for the text. Johnson, what are you doing, man? Alright, there we go. Meanwhile, we are waiting on Whimsy&Joy to start the draft, and there it is. Okay, here we go, guys. Prepare yourselves. Okay, sorry about that. We see here the Orianna ban from Eversio, Apocalypse, and their AD, and Whimsy&Joy's AD carry have been sort of the highlight players. Mr. Small, Zambiro as well, doing really well in the top lane. In fact, we see his Gnar getting banned as well. I think it's a very respectable ban in this series. He's done really well on the Gnar. So yeah, looking forward to a great series. I imagine Eversio won't let this slide, okay, as most of the pick'ems showed 2-0 is the prediction of most people, and I imagine it's gonna be the case as well. I'm just assuming. In my eyes though, the moment Whimsy&Joy get on board, it's gonna be a serious competition. I am supporting them. I don't know if that sounds the way it does, but from what we've seen Eversio do last time against Agony, especially Drakur, even Iglos waking up, Brikun has been consistent the entire show as well. His smites were on point. I hope Whimsy&Joy have what it takes to continue on the trend. They are one up against Eversio. Those that seemed unstoppable have been stopped. We see Orianna, Aurora, and Gnar all banned here from Eversio. Eversio probably going to first pick Shen. Okay, this is very nice. So due to the Fearless draft, since Iglos will be going Shen here, Shen will not be available for the remainder of the series, and they will not be needing to ban it. Now Whimsy&Joy will have to respond here. What does Zambiro play into Shen? Now he does play Vayne, but do they want to risk game 1 on a Vayne? Playing Vayne top, you're kind of signaling that you're extremely good at the game, and you're going to potentially need some help and attention. Meanwhile though, Whimsy&Joy here lock in the Sylas for mid lane. Bit of a blind pick. I imagine Eversio want to go the Syndra or Ahri into the Sylas. Let's see, next pick here I imagine is the top lane pick, or maybe a jungler they want to take away. They are looking at Poppy. A lot of people like Poppy as well. We've seen Zambiro do well on Poppy last time as well. Seemingly unkillable. Let's see here. Poppy, Sylas. Poppy should be good into Shen. Does a lot of early game damage. Not specifically reliant on her auto attacks. Sniper says he heard Whimsy&Joy will not be banning GP. I wonder why. We see Droidikar here in the chat supporting Brimba the GOAT. Storm Coach is also here, guys. Hit him up if you need any League of Legends coaching. He's doing a great job with Drakur, as you can see. He has stepped up his game. He also helped Hido reach the heights that he could have reached, but he needed that help to bring out the extra potential. Meanwhile here we see Trundle Syndra, so Syndra was expected. Trundle early on into the draft here though. I'm not a big fan of the blind pick Trundle, but Brikun has only lost one game, and it was sadly in this PLAYCON to Agony, with Trundle in his entire time playing competitively League of Legends in Malta, which is at least 3 or 4 years worth. So he's doing really good for himself. I probably got the numbers messed up, but I'm sorry, Brikun. It's probably like 6 years or something. But alright, we see we see Mr. Small locking in the Kai'Sa AD carry. I believe Kai'Sa, Varus to be Mr. Small's most comfortable picks. I've seen him do really well. And Xayah, of course, I can't forget the Xayah as well. Let's see here. Nautilus being banned, Nautilus Kaisa, very strong combination. We can still have the Thresh from Brimba or Karma from Brimba as well. Let's see here. Last ban from Whimsy&Joy. What's it gonna be here? We can ban out supports here potentially. Maybe Alistar could get banned, but Alistar is very good for the Sylas. Oh, we see Sivir being hovered as a ban. Interesting. Something I would not understand a lot about the bot lane matchups, but I always assumed that, you know, the support is the one leading. Alright guys, it is an Alistar ban actually from Eversio, which is pretty interesting, but fair enough. They want to remove engaging supports. I believe Brimba plays a good Thresh here. He could play Thresh with Sylas, Sylas going in and out. Another champ he could play the Karma. See Echo here being hovered. Echo was last played against Eversio and it did give the game to Whimsy&Joy. I was not thinking about the jungle pick, but it makes sense. So we're gonna give Brimba the benefit of counter pick here, of course. It makes sense to pick jungle now. Echo into Trundle, should be Echo favored. Faster clearing, better scaling, potentially he can snowball. But of course Trundle has the early game advantage. Let's see here, Eversio lock in the Zaya. Will we get Rakan from Awaken? Rakan ult for Sylas is pretty strong. Curious to see what choice gets picked up here by Awaken. It is going to be blind. They have to think about it here. What would you go? They're really thinking about it, and it does get locked in. There's a Rakan. It's a strong ult for Sylas. We've seen Faker do a lot of things with the Rakan ult in the last Worlds. Let's see if Apocalypse can pull off some of the same here. Alright guys. We see Leona getting locked in as the last pick here for Brimba. Leona Kaisa going to be dealing a lot of damage earlier on, especially if Rakan gets a bad engage. But it's not just any Rakan, it's Awaken. Easily one of the best players in Malta. And he's paired up with one of the better AD carries in Malta, Mr. Iconic himself. So should be an interesting bot lane matchup. It's really the jungle matchup we'll have to see, but PLAYCON has been playing very consistent. So I'm looking forward overall to how this turns up. See some delays here, potentially. From both sides. I'm gonna be dropping the poll. Let's see who you think won the draft, and let's talk a bit about the draft until we start. Alright. Good, we should be starting up soon. So, I talked a bit about the bot lane matchup. If Rakan gets a bad engage, should be lights out, especially earlier on. Around the level 2 mark, potentially. In the meanwhile though, the Echo into Trundle, Echo needs to farm up, but it should give... it should give a lot of room for PLAYCON to get in some ganks. And in the mid lane though, Syndra into Sylas. I would imagine that Syndra kind of has the advantage up to a certain degree. Depends on positioning, you know, if you can give Sylas that space for him to get off his full combo. You know, his E, his passive stacks, WQ. I honestly don't think Drakur can trade into him like that, but yeah, post level 6 you can get a long range stun from Syndra, drop the W, boom, alt the Sylas, especially if he goes first strike or electrocute with other like Storm Surge on top, just getting the pure burst in. Top lane Shen into Poppy. I think it could be Poppy favored. I'm not too sure how this one plays out. Shen usually has a very strong early game, so it's hard for me to know exactly who would win this. It might be a skill matchup, but I think Poppy has sort of that playstyle of using abilities, sort of going in and out, and she can deny the Shen taunt for the re-engage, so Poppy can kind of dictate whenever the trade happens. Let's see. All the all the evidence points that Whimsy&Joy win the draft in a individual aspect, right, lanes wise. But if we have a look a bit at the comp, if Zambiru doesn't get ahead in the top lane, Whimsy&Joy might have a bit of a difficulty in the front line. If they have difficulty in the front line, especially if Echo falls behind, if IHFW is not ahead and cannot proceed, it's gonna be very hard for Mr. Small to ever ult in. He needs to keep his range. And I don't think he's going AP when he has Sylas and Echo. So a Kai'Sa in the short range will get sort of exploded if he can't go in. If they can't find the engage, Whimsy&Joy kind of really need to be at least on par or a bit ahead this game. So let's see. Especially with Tyrandil, he can kind of deny that for Eversio. He can hold back Whimsy&Joy until that happens. So let's see. Heading on into the first match. Thank you for the nice words in the chat. Let's see, guys. This should be a good game. Tell your friends to come watch some of the best League of Legends they will find locally. Alright, here we go, guys. Get ready for a pause. Of course. We must do the pause.
Seconds until minions spawn.
Nice 5-point start. Last time they faced off, Whimsy&Joy caught Drakur making a ward. And yeah, it's not gonna happen this time. This bot lane, definitely keep an eye out on it. Oh no, Brimba gets got out. He hits the level too late, but there's first blood for Awaken. Just barely missing the mark on that one. I hope he's not sleeping after the pause. And meanwhile, Zambiru is heavily winning this top lane. As expected, Poppy seems to be doing well into the matchup. Let's see. Raccoon has been doing really well on his clears lately. Definitely a weak point in the past, but these days he's almost running ahead of every other jungler we've seen. He's not gonna be getting any ganks in the bot lane, but we could see some pressure onto Drakur here. Now, Eversio have signaled all the pings. We see Awaken signaling his support might be there. We see Iglos in the top lane in the meanwhile gets the solo play onto Zambiru. Brimba lands the long range E. And a 1-for-1 trade here. The jungler IHFW walks away with the kill. What's he doing? Bruh. What? I mean, okay, fair enough. He expected Eversio to cover it, but today Whimsy&Joy look a bit less focused than what we've seen them before, let's say. It does not look like the same cleanliness. Meanwhile, Apocalypse here engaging onto Drakur, but Awaken is here. Apocalypse taking a lot of damage. He still has teleport though if he wants to stay in the lane. All out action here, IHFW on the backline. Awaken gets caught, Brimba is here. And it's gonna be Brimba falling, and now it's Drakur. I don't know, it's looking nice. But Mr. Small in the meanwhile getting pelted by feathers from Iconic. Ooh, the snipe from Iconic. From downtown, Mr. Small falls. Iconic is on his revenge arc. We see Brimba trying to find him, the flash traded. IHFW is close by, but he does not have the range, and Iconic gets the next play. An excellent use of flash from Iconic to drag Brimba for the solo 1v1. Iconic. He hates the doubters, and he's showing them he's the best. He did really well against Heed, although at times he played it a bit too overzealous and confident, but perhaps that's his way of dealing with pressure. Let's see here. Iglos could be in a tiny bit of trouble. I mean, blink and you miss it. Eversio are up 3 kills. I didn't even notice that. We're 6-3 at the moment. I guess Iconic picking up a bunch of those. CS wise, I mean, Apocalypse is leading in the mid lane, and somehow Mr. Small is actually leading by 10 CS in the bot lane. It's a bit of a surprise to me, considering Iconic got the 2 kills. Let's see, Apocalypse has that critical Rakan ult. Oh, a cleanse coming out from Iconic. A lovely W from IHFW. What? Ooh, this could be so bad for Whimsy&Joy, but the E from Iconic not available. That was a monstrous ult. We did use Igloss's ult too, though, the Shen coming down. So overall, a lot of resources used from Eversio to hold back this play. Meanwhile, Brickone does secure the grubs. First dragon did go into Whimsy&Joy's hands. We have a very fair game on our hands at the moment. No difference in gold at all. Most of the kills being on the jungler and the mid laner here for Whimsy&Joy. Now can Brickone turn up? He's going a bit more damage heavy with his Trundle. I noticed there's been a lot of Trundle debates about item builds recently in this series. A lot of people did play this champion, but almost everyone went for the Trinity build. Let's see here. No Dark Seal this time from Apocalypse, but we do see Drakur picking one up for himself. He's looking to snowball as much as possible. Meanwhile, Iconic almost has his Yuntals. Should be having it soon. Them engaging here onto Brickone. A nice knock up there from Awaken. Eversio are forced to disengage. We see Iconic dropping his feathers. Here comes Drakur. And meanwhile in the top lane, Iglos got ganked and he does fall to Apocalypse. Mr. Small is dropped from Eversio on the end. So far looks quite a fair game. Apocalypse in his usual carry stance. It's Mr. Small that's really suffering at the moment. Reviews we see him a bit more ahead in these games. And let's see, Drakur at the moment as well doing pretty well for himself, but he's down 10 CS. But both mid laners on par. A bit more of a fair spread. I'm really surprised how Iglos is still finding these solo plays in the top side. Pretty sure the Poppy would have what it takes to beat out the Shen. And Zambiru, well, he would know. He's a very confident Shen player. He knows how to pilot the champ very much. Let's see, but it seems like Shen just simply out damages. Just keeps on shoving the wave. We see Aiglos is preparing to ult here in case it's needed. We see Apocalypse putting down his ult himself. A great taunt by Aiglos. Here comes the pillar from Bracoon. A nice binding there by Iconic, and Brimba falls to be the first in this fight. All in the meanwhile, Dracour pushing in the mid lane. Now we don't have teleport for top, neither from mid or from Aiglos. But this next dragon will be secured for Eversio. Oh, Apocalypse almost finds Awaken. Iconic gets engaged on. An IHFW drops him. Mr. Small is also in a bit of danger, but ults away. Now Aiglos on the returning venture here. We see Zambiru teleporting in. Jungler down. Raccoon is a very strong Tron that he's biting people. Apocalypse drops Awaken. It's a very messy fight. Aiglos falls as Apocalypse walks away with a sliver of health. Raccoon getting poppy ulted. Brimba is actually here. He died and respawned all along. Raccoon just flashes forward, gets the kill. And it's down to the wire here. Dracour just has auto attacks left. He does manage to drop Mr. Small. And Zambiru finishes off Dracour. A bloodbath of a match at the moment. And it seems like Whimsy&Joy are just slightly ever so still ahead here. 200 gold up overall after this exchange. Eversio need to reclaim their position here. The dragon is up. We see Whimsy&Joy have been doing a really excellent job at denying them this objective. Iconic still has a few seconds to go on his ult. And it is gonna get started by Whimsy&Joy. Bracoon is on the other side. As Rift Herald is spawning, it seems like Eversio are willing to give up Dragon. We see Iconic here, could be in a bit of trouble, forced to ult. And gets the root. Now Iconic flashes. IHFW has the damage, he has the sticking potential. Zambiru smashes the hammer and picks off the kill. I'm not too sure about the communication on that one. They had no Shen ult and Bracoon was nowhere to challenge this. And Iconic falls, paying the ultimate price on top of the dragon being taken by Whimsy&Joy. IHFW looks really strong this series, especially on his Echo. He's been doing the work. Did an excellent job the last time Eversio played against it. Alright, it's so funny. We see Aiglos using Herald to go into the top lane. For sure Aiglos has his license. This could be a bad play here for Eversio. We see Aiglos pushing up ahead, but Brimba is here and IHFW is here as well. The ult comes down and Aiglos gets popped by the Whimsy&Joy jungler. It's just so crazy to me that the same team that just takes out the Agony 2 games in a row is playing this match as well. Very sloppy gameplay all along, but it seems like Whimsy&Joy are like the kryptonite to Eversio or something. Keep in mind, the winner of this match goes straight to the finals on Sunday. Now Eversio are kind of forced to fight into this next dragon. If they leave this up, it's gonna be a bit tough to continue on ignoring Whimsy&Joy. The last dragon will give them Mountain Soul, which is excellent on Zambiro, making him further unkillable. Now, luckily, at least Eversio have Trundle, which can take a lot of stats from Zambiro. Raccoon could potentially get ganked though. Let's see. Oh, the Leona CC comes out. Raccoon gets ulted by Igloss, and the redemption comes out. Brimba's burst. It's Zambiro soon to fall. It seems like Whimsy&Joy forgot what it feels like to play against the Shen. They've played too much with it. Zambiro falls for a shutdown. Drakur safely secures that. IHFW might be forced to ult here. The ult comes out, but is it worth it? Iconic gets the shutdown. 500 gold in his pocket. And Eversio make the reverse sweep here. In terms of the gold outcome here, they are clearly ahead at the moment. 1k up. But it's on the right people. Apocalypse smacking his head at the moment. What are you doing, my team? Have you forgotten the plan? Oh, very interesting here. We see IHFW going straight up onto Bracuna. It does work out as Mr. Small happily to use that and pop the jungler just before the dragon. And here it is. Mountain, soul point after this dragon is complete. And I don't think Eversio are in any position to challenge it. We see Igloss teleporting in here for the potential Atakan fight. A lot of damage coming out from Drakur. It makes Whimsy&Joy second guess this Atakan. But they are much more confident now. Or not. Perhaps not. They lost confidence. The Igloss teleport was too much to handle. Interesting that Eversio goes straight into the Atakan. We might have a big fight here soon. Let's see, Igloss falling low. Drakur is at half health. Whimsy&Joy get the Rakan ult as well. They're in prime position to engage this fight. And the Atakan gets dropped this time by Eversio. Apocalypse pops the Rakan ult. Igloss falling low. Could he be dropped? There it is. IHFW secures the kill onto Igloss, making this next objective here, Atakan, being a lot more handleable. Especially without that Shen ult, without the Shen taunt. Atakan's falling very low. It's already at 4k health and Eversio are in no position to challenge it. When it does get dropped, Atakan is secured by Whimsy&Joy. Whimsy&Joy bring a show here to the table. Most pick'ems drafted Eversio as 2-0 despite their previous history. Whimsy&Joy are of course 1 up in this series against Eversio. So at the very least give them the benefit of the doubt. It just might be this echo that is the Achilles heel to Eversio. We'll never know. We need to see more of it being tested. An interesting series this PLAYCON has turned out to be. A lot of teams making almost the impossible seem possible. Let's keep in mind Berserk almost had a victory and a good game against Whimsy&Joy. Whimsy&Joy doing this to Eversio, and Eversio did this to Agony. A lot of back and forth, which is just what you want to see in the local meta. A lot of room for improvement as people keep getting better at the game, edging out past competition.
Damn it. Take your time, Kaiser.
Hard not to root for Whimsy&Joy, of course. We know Eversio are supposedly in the hot seat for winning this game, but Whimsy&Joy are the dark horses of the event, and I'm glad they turned up today. We see Baron being the next objective, and if Eversio allow the chance, Whimsy&Joy can literally burst this objective. They have a lot of damage coming out from Echo and the Kaisa. We see both supports here engaged as Brimba takes half his health. The Baron fight is about to start. It's at 4k, 5k health here. 3k, it's falling very low. I'm not sure who got it. Bricoon actually gets the smite. Once again proving his smites are very hard to take away. Now Iconic does drop, but we see Apocalypse falling low. Zambir as well. Apocalypse is just 1 health here. Gets a lot of damage on Drakur, but triple kill for Aiglos as Bricoon runs down Mr. Small for a 1-4-5 ace in favor of Eversio on top of the Baron. The smite from Bricoon, that's all he needed to do for the whole game. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Now this could be an inhibitor from Eversio, but don't count Whimsy&Joy out just yet. They could have had grounds for ending the game here, honestly. Or not. No, perhaps not. But they will secure the dragon, which was sole point for Whimsy&Joy. Bricoon. This is the problem facing against Eversio. They don't just have 1 or 2 people making the plays. It's everyone. You just don't know who to prioritize or focus to stay ahead of the curve. Now Whimsy&Joy is stalling out this Baron. At the very least, Eversio did not take too much, considering they are up now. 5k gold Eversio. And look at Drakur's damage. His build is a bit more utilitarian, but he almost takes out Apocalypse with a full combo. Bricoon engages onto Brimba. Awaken follows. He gets the charm off. Brimba flashes, but will it be enough? Not before Iconic can drop him, and there's the tier 2 in the top lane. As Eversio continue to push their lead. We see that turret being destroyed. Mr. Small in the meanwhile, he's pushing in onto the mid lane tier 1. For those that don't see there in the minimap. feathers flown, and so did Zambiru's health bar as he goes down in display. Just the fact that we are in 30 minutes in and Whimsy&Joy is still afloat. They've had some really good plays this game, they've made it interesting. To be honest, the difference between Eversio and them is not that far and beyond. And if that's the case, really looking forward to how it goes up against Agony. I just got note for those following the series, Agony did just finish beating Berserk 2-0. So it will be Agony moving on. And they will have one more best of 3 against the loser of this match. And the winner of that best of 3 will go on to the finals, facing off the winner of this match. So a lot relies now on this current best of 3. No wonder Whimsy&Joy are still holding on. This is the first game, Danico, it's the first game. There's still one. No one has won a single match. Although it's looking a bit Eversio favored. Zambiru ults Drakur away. Iconic gets hard engaged on, he falls low, the ult drops. Redemption follows as well, healing him up. A massive E from Iconic drags down 2 Whimsy&Joy members and half the health bars of his allies. IHFW is on the backline here, facing Awaken and Brickcoon as they fall. Aiglos and Drakur are up against a 200 health Apocalypse. The first turret gets attacked here by Eversio, it falls. The second Nexus turret falls, the open Nexus. Apocalypse might not have the tools here to secure anything, but still Nexus goes down. It's a first victory for Eversio. And it starts now. I imagine the events would be very similar. It was Oriana Nar and Aurora. Whimsy&Joy banning Yasuo, Yon and Darius. So let's see how that goes. No, they're tripping. Whimsy&Joy just making a joke, right? Aiglos' gangplank has been a meme point at some points. Alright. So Darius getting banned, of course it's a strong choice. I like the Diana ban here from Eversio. It was the other jungler IHFW played last time when Echo was not on the plate. But it does open it up. It does open up the Shaco from IHFW. He usually likes to play the Shaco. He plays Zac, he plays Maokai. We've seen him play all 3. He just might be a bit better off when you put him in the damage role. Whimsy&Joy thinking about the Aurora ban. Interesting, because they need to think about the first pick here. And I think that was a smart ban from Whimsy&Joy. But it does leave Yon open, blue side. So I imagine Eversio want to take it. Unless they're scared of something else in mid lane. And there it is. Alright. Drakur getting Yon. This should be a tough one for Whimsy&Joy to bolster. Maybe they go Ramos mid lane. Spice up the meta. Alright, here comes Smolder from Mr. Small. Akali. Question is, can Apocalypse play this? There's the Zac. I like the Zac. I like it. It's also taking our champion away from Raccoon. Raccoon most likely will be going Sejuani, since we've seen the Yone pick up here, but let's see. Coming up next here from Whimsy&Joy, I imagine will be the mid laner. Akali is a great pick into the Yone. Annie is something I would imagine they would be going. I highly doubt it's Kiana. If it is, I'll be quite surprised. Wow. Okay, we have a match on our hands, guys. If Apocalypse can play Kiana, I'm gonna be very, very amused. There's not a champ you see every day in the Maltese scene, and it's a fairly strong champ, especially in the current meta. I'm not too sure about Kiana mid lane. She's seeing more presence in the jungle role. Now, unless this is Kiana jungle and Zac top, we'll never know. But yeah, let's see. Interesting. They went for the Maokai instead of the Sejuani for Raccoon. Usually they'd like to go the Sejuani on, but the Maokai is also a good pick. Can disengage fights and engage them for Eversio, kind of giving them control. Can also help the Yone land a good ult. Let's see here next up what they would pick. I assume the AD carry should be picked up next. Judging what Eversio usually go, they went for the Zeri. Okay, interesting choice. I was assuming they're gonna go for the Aphelios. But the Iconic wants to get his Zeri out with some practice. Let's see here the next choices from Whimsy&Joy. What will they be? Malphite is being hovered currently. Rock solid strategy. He can ult, but Zeri can dodge it. And I think that's Zambiro's Malphite. So it will give Iglos the ability to try and counter. Let's see here. We see Lulu getting covered as the next ban here. Lulu Zeri is a strong combination, but I imagine Awaken to be something on like a Karma here. I really see him on Karma. Let's see what supports are available. Rakan is banned. He hasn't played Rel in a while, but Awaken's Rel is legit. Braum could be an option. I mean, you want something that helps you on setup. Keep in mind, Awaken's Alistar is also very good. His Bard is very good as well. So let's see. I have the Mundo hover here. It's the last bear from Whimsy&Joy. Very interesting. They like to go Mundo for Zambiro, but I guess he's playing Malphite this time. And I mean, Iglos can play Mundo for sure. But with this comp, I imagine Iglos wants something that's a bit more AP driven. Gwen comes to mind, Gragas comes to mind if he can play it. I don't think he can play Gragas. He used to have a time where Rumble was an option from him. Sion is an availability as well. He could play Sion. He played a great Sion against Agony. Let's see here. Ambessa is an option as well. He could go Ambessa to try and get on top of Kiana before the fights. A lot of options here that Iglos could be going. Let's see here. The AD carry pickup for Whimsy&Joy, what would it be? They hovered Smolder before and still an available option. Over into the Zeri. He could go for Misfortune. I could see Misfortune, Malphite, Zac, Kiana. It looks like really strong, but they opt for the Severe. Okay. Giving their team a bit more engaged. Oi, oi, oi. The Varus hover. Alright, let's see, let's see. Varus is Mr. Small's most comfort pick. And it is gonna be chosen. A lot of wombo combo coming out currently from Whimsy&Joy. Let's see, the next hover here is, I imagine, the top lane pick from Eversio, although it would not matter all that much. as Whimsy&Joy have the last pick regardless. So Tom Kench, alright, Tom Zeri. So we'll be using Tom as a way to deter the Malphite alt or the Kiana alt. Or the Zac. Fair enough. And the last pick here, let's see what Aiglos picks up against the Malphite. As I said, I was predicting more towards the Gwen or Ambessa, but he could go Cassante, he could go Ornn, of course, Ornn. I did mention Ornn. I just thought about it, and he picks it up for me. So yeah, Ornn has been the Eversio win button. Whenever Eversio wants to win, they pick Ornn. Looking like a solid lineup here from Eversio. Whimsy&Joy needs something to shred this front line. I mean, I don't know what it is at this point. They have, what is it, a support pickup as well. It's not really much. Karma gets hovered here, alright. I think brand support would have been really nice here. Or if not brand, maybe I'm cooking too much with it, but... Alright, fair enough. We go for the Brom. There it is. And that's the draft. Alright. Let's see. Just get into the draft soon. Just want to make sure that everyone's ready. So yeah. Okay. So here we go, guys. Few seconds away. We should be having game 2. Talking a bit about the matchups, Kiana into Yon is Kiana favorite for sure. The short trades and they deny what Yon wants, those long trades. But going in so often, you might just find Brickun coming into you. Now, Zac into the Maokai. Zac farms faster, scales better as well. So it could be tricky. But of course, Brickun once again has better agency earlier on with his champion. Zeri Tom against the Varus Brom. I think this is a very stalemate kind of matchup. If anything, I assume Tom Zeri have a bit more aggression early if the Tom lands a good stun. But Varus could poke out the Zeri. Could happen as well. Let's see. I don't expect too much action from both lane. Unless either of them slip up and make a lot of mistakes. But Brom should be able to deny. Tom should be able to be a good front line before falling. Meanwhile, top lane Ornn into Malphite. Once again, I don't think much will happen. So we'll have to wait until the objectives dragon or grabs before we get these big team fights. These big, everyone presses R on Eversio team fights. And everyone presses R on Whimsy&Joy. So let's have at it. This should be a bloody mid to late game fight. A lot of things going back and forth. Alright. Let's see. 1 second to go. Here we go, guys. Let's swap on over. Wish both sides good luck. Especially you, Whimsy&Joy. Give us one win so we can go to a game 3. Hopefully no pauses or massive delays this time. A caster can hope. Interesting to know the the runes here that we see. Brimba going for the Unsealed spellbook for the summoner spells. Awaken had a period he liked to go this augment on Alistar and Brom. I've been seeing him on doing it on Leona. But he goes for the Guardian this time to protect his AD carry or his Yon. See the Conqueror from IHFW on the Zac. It will be Leandri's first for the Zac. And both top laners going for the Grasp of the Undying, scaling their health. Kiana with Electrocute will get in those short trades as we discussed. I'm surprised Drakur doesn't go Fleet Footwork in this matchup here. It could help him mitigate the short trades, heal some of it back and kind of walk around, but I wonder. I always do.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. Seconds until minions spawn. Minions have spawned.
I'm really looking forward to see how Apocalypse plays this Kiana into Drakur's Sion. It's really a statement if he can get the win. It should be Kiana favored as far as I know. But so far Drakur getting in the push. He's significantly up in CS in the mid lane. Seems a bit more calculated this time round compared to the earlier aggression we had on game 1. Mr. Small perhaps a bit more in his element. I've never been a big fan of Akonic's Zeri. He did a decent job against Agony, but then sort of overcommitting to his limits. But of course we know Igloss's Ornn is a very strong pick. Brickun on Maokai, it's been played since the beginning of time. A lot of things could go in favor of Eversio here. Especially in the mid lane. Apocalypse returning that CS. Very interesting choices here being made. Brickun kind of smelling the gank here. Now he won't get anything out of it, but he does deter it. Oh no, Apocalypse gets a lot of damage onto Brickun. The Kiana out goes down. The Ignite, ooh, just barely there from Tahm Kench's Guardian. Apocalypse flashes forward and trades 1-for-1, but Iconic picks the kill. And in the meanwhile, Drakur has been safely farming in the mid lane. Not only that, he almost found a pick on their jungler. Excellent Eversio plays. Come on, Whimsy&Joy. We have a lot of fans in the chat waiting on you to do your best. So let's see. Ooh. Whimsy&Joy's bot lane here are getting fished by Awaken, but Awaken steps up a bit too much. Oh no, Iconic flashes forward, a perfect bait by Awaken. Damn, this turned into a double kill for Eversio. How did that happen? Asserting dominance. Iconic and Awaken looking a lot more confident in this game. This is looking a bit in shambles at the moment for Whimsy&Joy. Eversio are just out-rotating, out-damaging, even out-microing to some extent. The fights are going in their favor just a bit more. Alright, Iconic there. Cleans up a fair kill. Once again, the Brumba here not kind of showing up, so Mr. Small can't really be there, can he? But it's looking like Whimsy and Joy have lost the plot in this match. They had a good chance in the first round, but I hope their spirits are not defeated at the moment. They did come back from a similar sort of position in the last match as well, so they might be able to pick it up. There's the out from Kiana, but not if Iconic has anything to say about it. He comes in. We might get our first ace 10 minutes into the match, believe it or not. And that's exactly what happens. Iconic picks a triple kill. I guess Whimsy and Joy can FF now. It's I don't know, it has to be some severe mistakes for Whimsy and Joy to come back from this one. 7-0 Iconic. The game's just starting out. Saliandris as well here for Mr. Biko. I didn't comment too much about the items. There might be a slight chance if Whimsy and Joy can finish their first item, especially on Mr. Small there. Sort of get in the fight. Now Apocalypse is here to face off against Iglos. The ult comes out and Iglos does manage to get the kill, but not before going down, giving Apocalypse a shutdown. IHFW and Brimba thought they can take on Iconic, but he's barely half health and he drops them too. And the supposed counter matchup is getting absolutely crushed here as Drakor finishes Mr. Apocalypse. I mean, they're trying, Whimsy and Joy are trying. They want to try and recover this, but Milex. Sadly, can we start a donation trend in the chat, please? For Milex, who just destroyed his mom's TV in his nephew's party. Oh, Dracul. He actually opts to go in. An interesting choice. But he backs off right away. And there comes Igros with his ult. Apocalypse drops to half health. Zambiru throws a Q and backs off himself. Whimsy&Joy really need to think twice before going in. And they're crashing the Herald as well. Let's see. Big fights happening here so far. We see Dracul has fallen, but in the midst of it he does drop most of Whimsy&Joy quite low. Here comes Igros' ult. Iconic actually just face tanks the turret and drops. Mr. Small gets the shutdown. Apocalypse flashing in a very messy fight from Eversio, but in the end a 3-4-5 ace for Eversio with the mid lane tier 2 on top. Nice and quick little Baron. I mean, Eversio are just like, you know, they're like millionaires at this point, and they go into a shop. Why Zambir picks Malf into tanks always? I don't know, bro. I mean, he didn't pick Malphite into tanks. I think he just picked Malphite. It was very quick into the draft. Yeah. So Iglos actually had the last pick, Korn. But yeah, Eversio are like people going shopping, but they have enough money to buy the entire shopping complex. While Whimsy&Joy are the people who can only afford to see them in the advertised magazines. They can't even afford to get to the shopping complex. That's the kind of game we're having. Alright, here it comes. As soon as Atakan is complete, Brickun drops his ult, catches Whimsy&Joy, down goes Apocalypse, down goes Brimba, down goes IHFW, but it was Drakur that fell in the end. I did not see that, as Mr. Fall gets the kill on that one. But he will not be able to face the grunt of 4 Eversio members. Now Eversio are going to take their time, nice and slow, pushing in the top lane. They don't need to rush. 4 minutes until Baron. And I assume they're going to play towards it. Nice fight so far. Drakur on the back end catches out most of Whimsy&Joy there. Brimba did fall. Apocalypse fell a bit earlier on. Ooh, the damage from Iconic just melts away. This is more of what we expected the game against Eversio to be. But game 1 had us thinking Whimsy&Joy could do it. But sadly not today, as Whimsy&Joy will have to face against Agony and Eversio head up into the finals. Oi, oi, oi. There we go, guys. GG's in the chat. Eversio pick it up 2 up.